Last season, two of Georgia's biggest giants claimed the throne. Milton and Grayson took home state titles in the top classifications, proving they ran the state at the highest level. But in Georgia high school football, staying on top is never guaranteed. Last season, Milton and Grayson sat on top of the mountain. Though, if there's one thing we've learned covering Georgia football at Weeball Sports, it's that nothing stays the same for long. In just a few months, things have shaken up. Star quarterbacks graduated, blue chip talent moved in from out of state, and a new wave of elite freshmen are already making noise before even taking a varsity snap. If you thought last season was wild, get ready. The usual suspects are still dangerous, but new firepower just hit the field across all of Georgia. These are the biggest transfers, the standout freshmen, and the teams you need to watch out for heading into the 2025 high school football season. But before we dive into the biggest names and moves, there's something you need to know. The Georgia High School Association has made a major change. Starting in 2025, the GHSA is tightening the rules for transfers. Players who transfer schools multiple times after 9th grade will have to sit out one full year, and any transfers without receipts proving they actually moved will have to sit out a full year as well. This is unless they come from a non-member school. That means this summer could be the last offseason where we see this kind of movement. Now, if you've been keeping up with the transfer buzz, McEachern's name keeps popping up, and for good reason. The Indians brought in serious heat on both sides of the ball. It starts up front with Darrell Rivers, a 3-star edge rusher with over 20 offers, including Tennessee, Ole Miss, South Carolina, and more. He comes in from Pebblebrook and gives McEachern a certified game wrecker off the edge. From the 2028 class, they picked up Casey Barner, a safety out of Douglas with 14 offers already. They also moved Braden Matthews, a hard-hitting linebacker from Campbell, who brings toughness to the middle of the defense. But maybe the biggest name of all is Ja'Cory Shockley, a freshman wide receiver who's already turning heads before even taking a varsity snap. He made his name playing for the Rare Breeds Apes, one of the top youth football programs in the country. Since then, he's earned 6 Division I offers and even caught the attention of the University of Colorado. If things keep trending upward, don't be surprised if he ends up as a 5-star recruit. He is that electric. Douglas County quietly stacked the deck this offseason, especially on the defensive side. Starting in the secondary, they picked up 2 4-star safeties in the 2027 class, Adrian Cole from Pace Academy and Kennedy Green from Pebblebrook. Both are already on the radar, and they bring size, speed, and real dog mentality to a secondary that's looking scary on paper. They also added Patrick Wiley Patton, a long athletic DB from the University Lab in Louisiana. He plays 3 sports and has crazy upside. If he pans out, this secondary is probably the best in the state. On offense, the Tigers found their next leader under center, Michael Johnson, a 3-star dual-threat QB from Dutchtown. He steps in to replace DJ Bordeaux, who left to Legend High School in Colorado. Johnson's got a smooth release, mobility, and enough athleticism to keep defenses honest. They also beefed up their front 7 with Richard Dice, a linebacker from Westlake with 10 offers of his own. Last year, it was Grayson who sent Douglas County home in the playoffs. With this much talent now on board, they come into the season with revenge on their mind. Meanwhile, Milton's back on the hunt for a 3-peat, and their offseason pickups just turned the heat up. With Luke Nickel off to Miami, the Eagles wasted no time finding their next signal caller. They brought in Derek Baker, a 3-star QB from the Florida powerhouse St. Thomas Aquinas. He now leads C1N's 18U team, Cam Newton's elite 7v7 squad, just like Nickel did. He's got the arm, the speed, and the pedigree to keep this offense dangerous. They also picked up Bentley Hickman from Wisconsin, who adds depth and balance to the run game. Darrell Hayes, a seasoned corner from Alpharetta, gives their defense more speed and edge on the back end. And we can't forget about Landon G., a freshman offensive lineman with 7 offers already, including ones from Alabama, Georgia, Colorado, and Tennessee. He's big, physical, and if he develops quick, he could be a major factor this year. Gainesville ended up getting some dogs too, quietly stacking talent and building something legit behind the scenes. They brought in Jamarian Matthews, a 4-star edge rusher committed to Alabama, who was a straight-up menace last year at Sparkman High in Alabama. He posted 17 sacks and 57 total tackles, wrecking backfields on the regular. Joining him is Aiden Kane, a 3-star defensive end from Dutchtown committed to Duke, who racked up 6 sacks and 15 tackles for loss in his junior season. And don't sleep on Jeremiah Proctor, a 2027 safety from Collins Hill with 8 D1 offers, including 4 from Power 5 schools. He's a natural ball hawk, tracking the ball like a receiver and making quarterbacks think twice. On offense, they added Nigel Newkirk, a 3-star running back from Ola with top-tier acceleration and sharp vision. They also welcomed Bryson Hurt, a 3-star interior offensive lineman with 15 offers who brings toughness and stability to their trenches. Langston Hughes' biggest offseason change wasn't a player. It was on the sidelines. Coach Boone Williams left to take over at Northside Warner Robins, and that's a huge deal. Langston was always a contender with him at the helm, and his departure leaves big shoes to fill. But the Panthers didn't wait long to respond. They brought back Coach Andrico Hines, the mastermind behind that record-breaking 2022 offense. He returns from Berkmar to take back control of a team still loaded with talent. Leading his offense will be Darnell Kelly, a 3-star QB committed to Colorado State. He balled out last year at Peachtree Ridge, throwing for 2,521 yards and 28 touchdowns, and rushing for another 463 yards and 5 scores. He's calm under pressure and dangerous with his arm. Up front, they also got Kelsey Adams, a 6'4 tackle in the 2027 class with early offers from Georgia Tech, UCF, and others. Transferring in from North Clayton, he's long, athletic, and could be the next big name out of that trenches pipeline. Julian Lewis might be gone off to Colorado, but don't think the Carrollton Trojans are falling off. They got 2 of the most intriguing freshmen in the state and possibly the whole country. Taking over at QB is CJ Cypher, and the kid's already got people talking. He was turning heads at OT7 this year, going toe-to-toe with and even outplaying older 4- and 5-star QBs. He's already got 10 D1 offers, and his poise and feel for the game are unreal for someone his age. And keep your eye on Darryl McFadden. He's undersized, but don't let that fool you. He's a weapon, super athletic and tough. He'll play any position you ask him to. Some are even throwing out Travis Hunter comparisons. Like Ja'Cory Shockley, he came up through the rare breeds as well. It's honestly shocking that he's not even getting more buzz. This kid is seriously dangerous. Kel returns 10 starters on offense and 8 on defense this season. And with the new additions they just picked up, this squad might be one of the key teams to watch out for in Georgia heading into the fall. They land Nate Adjumang, a 3-star tight end and wide receiver in the 2026 class, coming over from Creekview. On defense, they picked up Joel Combe, a 3-star safety from Harrison with offers from Georgia, Tennessee, and several other SEC schools. But the name you might hear the most soon is Zamir Jackson, a 6'2" freshman from the rare breeds as well. He's got a knack for head-topping DBs and making blur ball catches, turning 50-50 balls into 80-20s. With his frame and vertical speed, he could be the next problem out of Cobb County. Buford grabbed Dre Quinn, a 4-star edge rusher from Greater Atlanta Christian, who will be lining up right next to Bryce Perry Wright on that defensive front. North Cobb brought in Teddy Gerard, a rising 3-star QB from North Cobb Christian who just threw for 2,355 yards and 24 touchdowns as a sophomore. He'll get ready to lead them in one of the toughest classifications in the state. Grayson picks up Hannibal Navies, a 3-star Kansas State commit who played safety and receiver at Buford. On offense, they've got a name to watch in Cameron Barnes, a 6'4" freshman receiver with 3 D1 offers already, including Louisville and Kentucky, and at his size, he could be a mismatch nightmare from the jump. So who's really built to win it all this year? Which transfers or freshmen are going to take over the state of Georgia? Drop your picks in the comments and let us know who you're rocking with this season. So much talent has already shifted, but the dust still hasn't settled. With the new transfer rules set to kick in on August 1st, this might be the last wild offseason we see for quite a while. Until then, expect more movement and more surprises before kickoff. One thing's for sure, Georgia high school football is about to be a movie this fall. We've got you covered all season long here at We Ball Sports.